All I got. That I meant that. Welp is all I got. Okay. We see that I don't like comparing him to fruit because I actually like mangoes and I actually like duck l'orange and I also like, different foods. But we'll just call him the emperor who has no clothes. The jury came back after 3 hours in Eugene Carroll's case and found his ass guilty of sexual abuse, even though they couldn't, through the preponderance of evidence she presented, say that he had actually raped her. But yeah, it took them 3 hours to come up with that. And of course, he goes to Lie Social and lies more and more. He doesn't know who she is and she's a disgrace. Blah, 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 blah. you is found guilty. Of course, he's gonna appeal because that's his right. He can appeal. Um, and all of this, of course, is for entertainment purposes only. And I'm gonna put up this fair use doctrine thing, and just because we discuss a number of things over here. And the music that started was from Chemo Cornwell. That was a wave writer. He and his wife are vacationing in Hawaii. That's home. So they are vacationing, and I wish them all the best, safe, having a wonderful time over there. Oh, how I would love to join you. And who knows? One never knows. Do one. And then I wasn't paying much attention, but then as soon as I saw that Zaddy had been found guilty of just some of his various crimes, that Georgie Porgy Santos under investigation, y'all, under federal indictment? They say the case is filed under seal, so we really, last I heard, it was filed under seal, so we really don't know what the charges are, but somebody accused him of sexual assault, and we know he took the dog's money and bought him a brand new pair of shoes or something. It was a new garment for the drag show, and whoo, Lord. And we think we have shit to contend with. Woo, Lord. Of course, now we know that Toxic Tucker with an F is going to now be starting a new show on Twitter. I'm sure Musk will be happy to have him. Perhaps he'll be, shut down on Twitter as well, because I got a feeling just as soon he claims that the news that we're listening to is lying, has been lying to us. So I'm thinking as soon as he goes up on Twitter platform, baby, all of those text messages and emails and things he said are going to become public, and they are going to be tweeted, and they are going to be seen by millions of people, including those who support him. Of course, you got the dissolver of balls. Yeast is a terrible thing, child. And you got to beware of a woman what can bake bread twixt her legs, child. And that acid, that vat of acid, call her coochie. Anywho, I'm sorry. I was going to try to be nice to her. She's out talking about they're already spreading lies and conspiracy about the fella that killed those 9 folks. She had to point out that he was Hispanic, and I don't know, some other lies. I don't even want to read it. She had to point out that he wasn't a white man, but it didn't. See, she's so thick, it doesn't matter to her. It don't matter to us. The boy had Nazi tattoos on him. What's the I'm just wondering. He was making hateful remarks about women. Now, could it be that he's another incel who would rather be clogged up and backed up and mad and everything, hating women instead of because they probably can't get no woman, but hate, maybe I think that they might be on a down low. They might be gay and just can't say it because, to be gay is not to be. Am I breaking up still, Jaconda? Let's give it a minute because the screen did go out. Now, is it better? Okay. What I was saying is that this guy that killed those 9 folks went on that massacre spree in Texas, said that he had put out a whole bunch of uh, racist stuff on these dark websites, and that he's made nasty remarks about women. And I'm just wondering if these incels, these people that are calling them incels, are just down low gay men, and can't say it because to be gay is not to be manly, so they'd rather be frustrated. And I guess after a while, your hand, Miss Palm and her 5 daughters, offers you no kind of satisfaction. So, you just get pissed off and you go out and do something like he did, which was absolutely, oh Lord, I can't even, I just can't think about it, because they showed a picture of these 2 pretty little girls, and they looked to be sisters who lost their lives, and they were just little girls. It's just, I said I wasn't going to cry, said I wasn't going to cry, said I wasn't going to cry, said I wasn't going to cry. I said I wasn't going to cry, but I grieve along with the families that lost loved ones, and especially when they lose them like this. And I was talking to a friend, and I was saying, that there are, things now that we have to give thought to. That's why you have to really work with the angels. That's why you have to pray the 91st Psalms, which is your protection psalm, your holy psalm. You begin by praying the last verse of the 90th Psalm, and then you pray the 91st Psalms, because, the Creator promises, the Holy Spirit promises, He'll set His angels round about us. We've talked about angels. We have 70,000 angels around us, and we can give them assignments. So you call them to protect you and your loved ones and those around you, because we're not, now we have to, people are wondering about being safe in church, just going to the supermarket. Children, I imagine, are terrified about having to go to school. That's no way for a child to have to live. The thing that we were most afraid of was maybe a hurricane or something like that, or a nuclear bomb or some shit telling us to get underneath the desk, like that's going to make a difference. But I mean, now there's so much more for children to have to think about, and going to school and being afraid to go to school shouldn't be one of them. But yeah, child, yeah, Marjorie had to come out and tweet something about him, tweet some other conspiracy theory. Their go-to is that these are people that are false flags, and they're really working for the FBI and blah, 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 blah. I wonder if she goes to bed at night and just thinks of shit she can make up and say the next day. Because, she's a pretty pathetic human being. Pretty sad human being. And failed marriage, adulteress, liar, idiot, knows nothing about the laws or government or anything. She just got a big mouth, and she probably looks at herself in the morning and distresses because she's not the pretty girl. And you just got to pray for her. I know it's hard. But as we discussed last night, even the people we don't like are part of the creation. They are created also in the likeness and image of them, of us, of them. This is, let us create them in our likeness and image. So they're part of the creation, and they're almost to be pitied, because to wake up every day with that kind of freaking hate and unhappiness, I mean, fuck. I said it last night. If you hate this country, if you hate all it stands for, they got planes flying out of here going to various destinations in the world. And you can fly from here to wherever it is you want to go and get a connected flight to Russia, because you seem to have this you've romanticized this killer, you've romanticized Putin. So, yeah, you can go there and live there, and then tell us how it's working out for you. I often wonder how things are going for Edward Snowden, because I think he's married to a Russian lady now, and he probably has no hope or any thoughts or dreams of coming back to these United States of America. So, yeah, y'all, I guess we're seeing a little tiny bit of justice being served. I do remember, though, I think it was on CNN when uh, E. Jean Carroll was out promoting her book. And at first, I remember her saying, when she was asked why she didn't report Trump for what he'd done, she said something to the effect of she thought if she did such a thing, it'd be a disrespect to women. And a bunch of us jumped on her and said, "Now, girl, this is a disrespect to women if you don't go report this guy, because he's a bully." And the reason we know he's a bully is because and a coward, is because he lied about coming back to confront her in a courtroom. And he probably knew it wasn't going to be a good thing for him. So he stayed his cowardly ass away. Let's see what you're saying, Jaconda. It is. It is. You have to wonder with some people, is cruelty the answer? I mean, it's almost as if each day that they awaken, they want to inflict pain. They want to dehumanize and take away the humanity of anyone who isn't like them. My God. And then you call yourself, again, you call yourself Christians. What the fuck? Stop. I'm not, again, I said, I'm not calling myself that. I'm not calling myself, because Western civilization has just messed up the whole thing for me. Western Christianity, the form that we have been taught, just messed up the whole damn thing for me. I'm going back, and reading the books that aren't published and that sort of thing. I'm searching for other answers, because what we have now is being used to justify what you're saying, the narcissism and the sociopathic behavior and the murderous behavior. That is what this Western Christianity thing seems to stand. That's what it means. That's what it stands for. Just how brutal can we be to others, So I know that we are all, I'm not going to be on here long because I'm surrounded by crates that I have to fill up. I've got something to put in every last one of them and stack them, et cetera, et cetera. And then I want to lay down and watch Shark Tank. I love Shark Tank. And then later on, American Greed, or the newest series, Blood and Money or something. I don't know. It's by the creator of Law and Order. So they've taken real life crime stories and placed them on CNBC, and it's called Blood and Money. So it talks about the terrible things that people do for money, child. I mean, folks do some sick shit. They would rather kill somebody than share. I just don't understand it, Jaconda. Well, yeah, we're praying for the victims as well. I know. And yeah, um, the one thing we do know, the one we're praying for the victims because they're the ones that have suffered the losses. They're the ones that are going to bed tonight grieving, crying themselves to sleep. They are the ones. And so we must pray for them. And we must pray that they don't become so bitter themselves that they become they become as hateful as that man that felt like he needed to go shoot some people because he was pissed off because he's a white supremacist who isn't really white, a Nazi who isn't. I guess it takes all kinds. So yeah, Tucker's gonna be doing his little Twitter. He's gonna start a new series on Twitter. I am curious to see what will happen when he launches that show, because he has a promo out or something telling people that the media that we're listening to is lying to us. This coming from a proven and biggest liar of all, and who's doing it. He's a psychopath. That's a sick motherfucker right there. He's sick as he can be. He wants to hang on to the power that he was given at Fox. So now when he launches, I want to see how many people begin to tweet parts of the the testimony that Dominion has, when they began to tweet his text messages, and when they begin to tweet his emails, communications. I want to see how those things begin to fly and how he's going to clean it up. Because you see, Fox hasn't told their audience why he isn't there. They haven't admitted any wrongdoing. They claim they're going to continue to do journalism. They ain't doing no damn journalism. It's just opinion and crazy ass angry right wingers who also probably feel the very same way Tucker feels. They just haven't been busted saying it. So we are beginning to see. We're beginning to see a taste of justice. It just broke through today that he was convicted of sexual abuse and defamation. Now she has another lawsuit against him, and if he keeps on flapping his jibs talking about her, she can actually. I think she might be able to file further charges because he was told not to do it, but it didn't matter to him. He feels like he's above the law. He's probably got people all around him still calling him Mr. President and making him think he's still in the White House and shit. He is doing his very best to run the House of Representatives on the sideline, because important boy, that foaming at the mouth bastard, he will do whatever is necessary to please his master. He's riding that mushroom hard, baby. He's got to earn that presidential medal, whatever it was. He ain't done shit, so I can't imagine what honor, what he's done that's so very honorable that he actually deserves that medal. But he got to work for it now. I don't understand how these people can how people can still stand with him and still want to still vote for him and still make excuses for him and still find ways to kind of make it all right that he sexually abuses women. I also think that with this case that maybe E. Jean Carroll has inspired other women that he's done this to actually come out and speak about it, you know, because I will not take it back for entertainment purposes only. That's how he gets off. That's how, that's how he gets, he's not normal. There's nothing about this man that's normal, including his peas and his mushroom. That's an embarrassment to a man, especially a man over 6 feet tall with small hands and got lifts in his shoes. Probably don't have big feet either. And that's why when you see him, he's always looking like he's leaning forward. He is leaning forward because his belly is pulling him forward, and he's trying. And it's difficult for him to stand up straight. Hey, Mary, it's difficult for his ass to stand up straight with them lifts and them goddamn shoes. But if he bend over far too much, his fat ass is gonna go right over the edge. Yeah. Yeah, what he seems to have done. Okay, I'm going to address it. It is sad that we're seeing, or that people are demonstrating more anger and more hate than they are love and compassion and mercy. Yet these are the very same people who go to church on Sunday and sing hymns and shit and praise the Lord and ask for forgiveness. And yet when they go to church, they pick up their religion when they walk in and they drop it at the door when they leave. So it is sad that we're seeing all of this hate in the world. It makes me very sad. But we are charged with not becoming those people, Mary. That's what we have to do. We have to be mindful that in our despair, in our own anger, in our own disappointment, that we don't become like they are, that we don't begin to show hatred, that we'll put ourselves in check before we go off on someone. Before we show anger, we might show, Johnny did a saga reading where it says reconsider, that before we go off and show someone how angry we may just step back and reconsider and rethink what we might have considered to be an offense, or what somebody may have said to us that has triggered us to make us want to strike out. It's up to us. It's up to us. We must keep our peace. And I know it's difficult at times not to just scream and say, yes, I hate these motherfuckers. I hate them. I hate what they are doing. I hate what they are, the things that they are saying. I hate the things they are doing, because it feels like up is down and down is up. That somehow they will justify him assaulting that woman and all the other women. And I don't know if any of you remember, but when he was running, Gloria Allred had a client, and this client was the woman that he allegedly, for entertainment purposes only, but this is actually filed with the court and is public information, that a woman came forth alleging that she was the 13-year-old that he had raped with his pal Epstein. And that complaint is still filed in the courts, and with Governor Hochul saying it's okay if you've had this happen to you, for you to come back and file these, file again. It may encourage her and other women that he's abused, that he's assaulted, and yes, actually may have raped. They may come forward and press charges, because the only reason they did not, and in fact, one of the reasons E. Jean Carroll considered not doing it is because he had money and he could get lawyers, and he used fear and bully tactics. And he would do then what he's doing now. And that is, hey, Rhonda, and that is keep people tied up, keep these cases tied up in court until he absolutely runs out of everything. There's no more room. There's no place he can go. There's no place he can go. And I've had to check. You're right. We will never be those people. We will never be those people. And you know what, Mary? I don't think even if we lost our mind to dis-ease that we would become those people. We are not them. We will not be them. And we will do our very best to hold our peace. We'll do our very best to hold ourselves in love. And that is our challenge. That has always been the challenge. That has always been our challenge, to love everybody the way our Creator loves us, unconditionally, the love we expect to get from Him, from Father, Mother, God every day. I was studying today with a friend, and we were going line by line through the Lord's Prayer. And they're just in the first 3 lines with our Father, we established that the Father we have a relationship. We're the children. And that who art in heaven, that this love, this energy is so vast that we can find Him through this tiny blue marble. He is assigned. They are assigned in the heavens. That's how awesome it is. And that the name, hallowed be thy name, is that the name is holy. And that this presence of love, I don't try to convince anyone that they should believe as I believe, because everyone is on their own path. I think we all desire to be fulfilled in our lives. We desire to be loved and respected and protected, that we give as much love as we expect to receive, that each day when you decide that you're going to walk in love and you're going to walk in grace, you're going to walk in mercy and good, that's all that can come to you. When we decide to do that, it doesn't mean that everything in the day is going to go the way that you want it to go, but it certainly does make it easier to get through the day. There have been many days I've just had to cry my way through the day, but still I could find some reason to be happy, because when you think about someone who's ill, so ill that they can't get out of bed, or so ill unto death, it's a blessing that we can get up and do this, You know what? That's right. I during the 60s, when there was all of the change going on, people were brave. And I'm thinking that maybe I don't know why we're so docile. Maybe some of the, what I know is that these young people are not. The progressives, the Maxwell Frosts, that beautiful young representative, I think he's 25 or 26 years old, out of Florida. the Alexandria Ocasio-Cortezes and all the progressives that are within the House and in the Senate, they are not docile and they are not going to be quiet. And they are going to continue to challenge, because the bottom line is, we're not going to be here forever. And I think that we have probably the earth, and in the name of advancing science and all these things. When you think about, for instance, Elon Musk's fail thing. Now, see, he should have listened, because the Spirit told him when the thing didn't start that it might not be a good day for you to do this. But no, your arrogance said, I'm going to go on and do it. So your shit blew up in the sky. But can you imagine what it did to the earth as it's burning to lift off? And then once it blew up, where the debris went and what it might be doing to the earth and to the water or wherever the pieces fall? We're not thinking about that. These young people are, and they are going, they are brave. They are putting themselves out on the line. They're putting themselves out there. They will not take no. They will not accept what is considered normal. They will not accept trying to have their rights taken away, or even you can't, just because you don't say gay, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. You can't kill a spirit. You're right, Rhonda. Men do think they know everything. We don't know jack. We're all down here we're all on this rock trying to figure it out. But the one thing I do know is that it sounds really corny. It just sounds so corny when people say, we have a love problem. People would rather show anger before showing some love and decency. We have a lack of love problem. We really do, and it's very sad. So the only people we can be responsible for are ourselves. We can hold ourselves accountable. We can do the very best we can do, and no, we ain't gonna hit the mark every day. Shit, some days you might not hit it at all. And this is also interesting, Mary, speaking of community, because I think people now have neighborhoods. We don't have community. Because if we had community, we would treat every human being with decency. No matter their sexual orientation, no matter their color, no matter their religious belief, we would treat everyone decently. But we just have neighborhoods. We don't have community. We don't have it. So I just wanted to come on and say, yay! We no, I just out of be my connection. And yes, no, it doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't fucking matter. But we, as human beings, we, if we can't, we will find a reason not to like somebody or to hate somebody. And I'm convinced that whatever you hate begins with you because you hate your ass. You hate that about you. Yeah, it's a little warm up in here. It was one of those very hot and humid days here in Atlanta. We're now off and running. I don't know that we're going to have any more cold days, but anything's possible with this bipolar weather. But yeah, we just have a lack of love problem. And yet every day we wake up, we are shown unconditional love, and we wake up expecting to be loved, and yet we're unwilling to give it. I don't know about you, but the only way I can even exist, the only way I can live is to live in love. I hate ugly confrontation. I hate it. That I hate. I'd rather not argue. I'd rather just say fuck it and walk away. Don't say nothing. There are times when it is necessary for you to stand up for yourself, though. So we already put on our full armor, and we all know that in this group we are warrior women, and we know that it is women and women's prayers and women's actions that are keeping this shit afloat. Okay, it is the power of woman that is keeping this shit steady. The prayers of mothers, the prayers of grandmothers, aunties, sisters, daughters. It is our righteous prayer that is keeping this thing together and kind of whole. I don't have children, so I can't imagine how I can't even take myself to the place of grief that I would feel if one of my babies was killed the way these children were in Sandy Hook and Uvalde and is it Stoneman in Florida? I can't imagine that grief. And all because someone is angry. And then you have Hot Wheels. You have Abbott, who is not going to do shit, who will continue to sidestep that question. He won't ever answer it because he doesn't want to do anything about the guns. He's not going to do anything about it. Shit, the House of Representatives with all those traitors wearing those AK pins, they're not going to do anything about it. Shit, that NRA money is good. Let's hope that General James, in her quest to get justice, she's got the NRA on hook. She's attempting. I think she might be trying to prove that they are a criminal enterprise, a money laundering enterprise. I'm not really sure what the basis of her charges are, but I think that might be some of it. Let's hope that her investigation comes to something. Now that we know that he has been found guilty of sexual abuse, it's on to the next damn thing. I don't know what the next case is, but we are waiting for you, Jack. Jack, be nimble. Jack, be quick, baby. We're all waiting to hear from you, and keep Fonnie Willis lifted, because sorry ass Brian Kemp and he and his Republican crooked colleagues are trying to clip her wings. They signed something in the law that says that they can remove any prosecutor they're not pleased with. I don't think they'll do anything to her because this is just too motherfucking high profile. And if he was to do some shit like that, baby, the people would take to the streets, okay? So, but they're certainly trying. They're certainly trying. Even though she's an elected official. Oh my God, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant weak ass men. Men who can't even get their dicks up want to tell us what we should be doing with it. They trying to take the Cialis. The Viagra is the blue one, so I guess Cialis must be the yellow pill. Then he had a commercial at night say, if you're paying $20 a pill, you're getting ripped off. We'll give you the same pills for half the price. I don't know, $7, $8 or something. I don't know. Anyway, they want to tell us what to do with our bodies. They can't. They're incapable. If it was up to men to have babies, there would be nobody. There wouldn't be nobody. Their asses wouldn't be here if a woman hadn't carried them and squeezed them out, And they have these old men who are attending for entertainment purposes. But I think what was that boy in the wheelchair's name? Madison Cawthorn told about this sex and cocaine parties. Oh my God, can you imagine seeing Chuck Grassley with his big cap teeth and his balls down to his knees? I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to give you no nightmare. I didn't mean to give you a nightmare. I don't know why that image just came to mind. It really is pretty disgusting though. But can you imagine? You don't see when you look at the people that are been in the Senate and stuff, you don't see like too many young, like virile cats. You see a bunch of old ass people whose very lives are their jobs, which is why they don't retire, which is why they want to stay there till they just spontaneously combust one day. I don't know. Because their jobs define them. That's who they are, and they can't imagine not being there. They can't imagine not being there doing what they've done for the last 500 years. And there's one other thing I want to mention, and that has to do with this Harlan Crow, this Crow cat. And Tom, let me tell you something. I think I heard on the news that the tuition that Crow paid was for someone. I thought for the one that's being called a nephew. I've met too many older gay men who've had young lovers or young boys that they refer to as a nephew. I leave the rest up to you. I'm sure you guys all get it. The boy is not a nephew by blood. He's a nephew. I don't have to say it out loud, but I've known for a long time there was some tricky shit going on there. And when I heard about this, I said, oh, okay. All right, Clarence, you going to the Bohemian Groves and getting your freak on? And got you something young and pretty to play with, huh? So, yeah, nephew. Tell you, so he and Harlan, there's something not right about that. There's something not right about that. Yeah, I remember, Matt is just, there ain't nothing about Matt that makes any goddamn sense. Ain't nothing about Matt Gaetz that makes any goddamn sense. Why is he there? How did he even get voted back into office? For a minute, he and Marjorie were hanging out. You know, I guess he managed to hang on to one of his balls. He might not have lost both of them. But they were out going, hanging out and campaigning and talking shit. They were doing their little press conference. Now good and well there was something. They was another night, another heinous thought. Matt Gaetz and the ball boiler baby. Poor thing. And she's upset because nobody takes her seriously. It's because you're an idiot and we just can't take you seriously. That's why. And I really am working on trying to be nicer and to speak nicer about her and people like her. I really am, because we have to be mindful of what we say. And also, as we do our best not to get too happy and rejoice in this latest news, just know that sometimes we can want something awful to happen so badly to another person that it'll actually show up on our doorstep. So let's just be careful about those kinds of thoughts. It looks like the prayers are being answered and that justice is being done, and we're just getting started, because there's going to be many, many more charges coming towards this man. And there are more court cases. So buckle up, babies. It's going to be a wild ride. I don't know how many of you are on Twitter. I'm not. I'm not on there. I'm really not interested in getting on, but I'm looking forward to seeing what will happen when Ucker, with an F, Carlson, launches his Twitter television show. You see, he's doing that because he can reach people around the world. I actually think that he might be a Russian asset or something. I really think that he's their inside guy. Why would they be sad that he's no longer on the air? Why would they stand up and talk about how grieved they are that Tucker Carlson isn't on the air anymore? That's because he's one of theirs. He's one of theirs. He's their inside guy. So the best way to reach millions, perhaps billions of people, is to get on Twitter. Oh gosh, I hope, and this is something I really do hope. I hope that he gets run off Twitter as quickly as Marjorie Taylor Greene's ass got ran out of New York, okay? When she thought she was going to go to New York, when Zaddy had to go before the judge in Alvin Bragg's case, and she was just going to march through, and just that chick got out of that car, and she was back in there in 60 seconds, baby. And New Yorkers was telling her, take your ass back to Georgia. That's the real city, Marge. New Yorkers do not play. And we will wait to see what Georgie Porgy's charges are going to be. Because there's a whole bunch of stuff surrounding him that's suspicious too. Get our popcorn. Get ready. Eat popcorn. Drink champagne. Where this saga is gonna lead us. It feels like we're in a perpetual soap opera, doesn't it? That's what it feels like. So y'all, that's all I got. I ain't got no more. I was just wanting to come on and say yay for E. Jean Carroll. Yay. And and hopefully she'll be successful in her next case. I think that might deal more with the rape I'm thinking. But yay for, kudos to you, E.G. and Carol. You stood up and you prevailed. And that was a stand for all the women that he's abused. And indeed, it may encourage women who have had far worse done to them to come out and speak up. All right, women warriors, warrior women's. I'm coming on tomorrow night. Um, it'll probably be more music talk. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm thinking now come on tomorrow night with Larry, maybe with Eloise, and we'll just shoot the shit, and gives us an opportunity to catch up and to see each other. And I want to thank all of you. Sharon, we're continuing to pray for your daughter and your son, honey. I write down all of your names and I call you out, each and every one of your names in my prayers before I retire. You could have been anywhere at this hour of the night, but you decided to come on and hang out with me. And I want you to know that I do not take it for granted, that I really, really do appreciate it. So, give me a thumbs up. You can share if you want, that's not critical. You know, you can donate if you like. It's not all of these things. I noticed that other YouTubers are saying, so I'm saying it too. But I just dig coming on. I just like coming on and seeing the regulars, the familiar faces. Now, if you notice, there's my little picture up there. I did upgrade, so I'm going to figure out all the other features because I can actually drop the link and you can come up and you can talk to me. You can use your avatar or whatever, but if I drop the link and you click on it, you're backstage and I can load you up into the show. So maybe when we're having a particularly lively discussion, I'll do that. I'm still learning about all the things that I can do with this. It's not black anymore. I put me some purple up here. I put the Venus Revolution. See, we're see things. We're making some changes. So, I want to again thank y'all for coming on. Hey, Iniquitous Feminina. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for enjoying the humor. Sometimes it gets a little, a little out there, but it gets a little wicked. But hey, I'll see y'all tomorrow night. Oh, Rhonda, congratulations! You just had your first grandbaby, boy or girl. What you got? It don't matter. But what did you get? Congrats to you. Oh, she's getting off. Good night, ladies. Well, congrats to you, grandmama, congratulations to you. And I will see y'all tomorrow night. I think I might come on a little earlier, though. It might be around 7 or so, because if we're going to be talking about music, I'd like to get Larry. We like to get on and on. So y'all enjoy. Oh, you got a grandson. Oh, how sweet. I love babies. Yay. He's a Taurus, right? We're in Taurus season. Taurus baby. Yes, the love sign. All righty. We'll see you tomorrow night. Peace.